Good morning, Belvedere High School. This is your principal, Mr. Lewis, checking in with you on Buck Club today. It's homecoming week, and I'm here to talk to you for a few minutes about Bucs Win. Bucs Win is a program that helps us meet one of our three big goals for the first 20 days of the school year. It's a learning structure that allows for flexibility and for all students to have their learning needs met through your choice. We'll talk about what that means a little further. Bucs Win takes place during the day at the same time that Buck Club does, right after third period. We've been going to Buck Club every Tuesday and Thursday since the beginning of the school year, and starting next Thursday, September the 30th, and every Thursday following, we're going to start going to Bucs Win. So let's define what that is. It stands for What I Need. And as I mentioned, you as students will have a choice on which teacher to go see. And teachers may also invite you to see them or a colleague to get the help that they think that you need and help support your learning growth. The expectation is that every student is going to be in a classroom working on something, having a thoughtful plan for how to spend that time. A couple of years ago when we did this, the library was open and the cafeteria, and eventually we may open those spaces up as well. But to start off, we need every student to have a plan for the classroom that they're going to visit and spend that win time. You can reassess, get extra practice, or work on an enrichment activity. There's going to be a lot of options for you. Why we are doing this. A lot of you have very, very busy lives and obligations before and after school. So building in flex time during the day is really, really important to get students the help that they need. And every student has different needs. So you may need to spend your time going to your math class one week and then go to your English class the next week. So we want to be able to build in the time so all those needs can be met. And then it helps you develop your student ownership, where you can be thoughtful about what you need, where you can kind of face the obstacles in front of you and make a good, well-informed choice on how you're going to spend that time. So if we take a look at the weekly format and how that fits in, we will continue going to Buck Club on Tuesdays, and there you'll set your weekly WHOOP goal depending on what is going on and what you need to focus on, review your grades and empower, and then the third component, which will be the new component, is decide and commit to your win plan for Thursday. Think about where you need to spend that time. Thursday, we have Bucs Win. So it's time to execute and own your plan that you committed to on Tuesday and have been thinking about. And then with Bucs Win, it'll help you move forward in your learning path. We need to talk about safety because we're going away from our set schedule where you know you're going to be first through seventh hours. So when you go to your Bucs Win classroom, we're asking teachers to have a blank seating chart so that you can write down where you're going to sit for that particular time. And this has everything to do with contact tracing. In the event that we need to talk to somebody about being a close contact to a positive COVID case, we need to be able to know who those close contacts were and notify them of a possible quarantine. So that's what we're going to ask you to do to stay safe. Now, to avoid any talk of close contact or possible quarantine, and this is true for every class, make sure you maintain at least 3 feet of distance. If you are masked and you're at least 3 feet away from every other person in a classroom, then you won't have to worry about quarantining. Okay? If somebody somewhat close to you brings up as a positive COVID case. So if you arrive at your planned space and all the seats are taken, what can you do? So you also want to think about what a plan B might be. Okay? If the seats are full, or just if you have something else to work on, have a plan B as well. So then you can go move on to that other room and work with that teacher and still continue having your needs met. Your teacher may have a suggestion as well. Okay? Our teachers have worked very, very hard to provide consistent expectations and clarity around what standard performance needs to look like. So if you're working on a similar standard in your class as another class, the teacher might say, hey, go next door, and they're working on the same thing, they'll be able to help you. So we're excited about starting Bucs Win. We're excited about seeing you take ownership of this time and doing what you need to do to get the help to help support your learning and continue growing, continue moving towards that greatness. Have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your homecoming week, and we will see you next week at our first Bucs win. Go Bucs!